name's Nelly, and I am going to show some of my art pieces I've done during A-level art in the UK. So this is my year 12 sketchbook for my exam. And I specifically chose the pages where I thought that my skills were shown very well. So for the first page, you can see that one of my biggest strengths is pencil and also architecture. We go to artist study of Hokusai, and it's very prominent in the final piece. And I thought this page was really strong because there was a lot of details, and I used a little bit of pen, which didn't end up working, and I preferred pencil. And then we have a trial. I used a quill. Here, as you can see, I used a picture of a temple when I went to Japan, and then I used a bit of Hokusai's motifs in the painting. And then here for the initial idea, you can see that I had different various ideas, but I ended up sticking with the Tokyo sky tree picture with the motif of the big tsunami and like the splashing waves. And this is how it ended up turning out. And you can see that I used a lot of neo inks, some watercolor, and some traditional inks, and I used it all with a quill. This is my personal investigation. This is my second year of A-levels. I chose to do mental health struggles, but with Japanese motifs. And here, as you can see again, I'm very good with architecture, and my strong suit is pencil. Then here, I used a bit of watercolor / ink and some pen and pencil again with flowers. And here, this is ink again with the koi fish. As you can see, the koi fish will be a major motif. Then we have my insects, which is a very strong page because of the massive detail and like all these various insects. And then we have this koi fish drawing that I did with oil pastels. It was hard, but I managed to figure out how to make it look like underwater. Did a study of skulls. I used watercolor, and here I just used normal pencil. Then we did normal skulls, human skulls, and that will be a major part of my final product. This was a trial and error memorizing how to draw a face, but I want to focus more on this beetle painting that I did with acrylics. We have the evolution of the final painting. But first, this was the initial idea. I ended up doing that until I changed it. I will show you the final painting right now. So here's the piece. As you can see, it's A1. So starting off with the skull, I did make this before and then reused it for the final piece. The skull itself was a little bit tedious. I used pencil, I used a bit of charcoal and graphite. Since I was really good with my insect motifs, I wanted to incorporate my insects onto the skull. So as you can see, there's a spider coming out of its mouth. You can see a little centipede and the moth, very detailed. And then to add more color and deep meaning, I put in my koi fish motifs to have a bit of, tranquility. This led me to get inspired for my final piece of A-levels. Between the two sketchbooks, I wanted to work on my fish eye lens studies. I took a picture of my dad. I drew in pencil. Now here I used acrylic. My teacher wanted us as a class to make different strokes and curves, and we had to take pictures of someone and then make a portrait and put it on the different strokes. And then we had to use this for texture. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. I like the tones, the different textures, and the strokes. I think it's a very strong piece. This is the final sketchbook in A-level art. The theme was Observe, Seek, and Challenge. First, the page I want to show you in the sketchbook was the domino effect. I thought it was a pretty strong study of dominoes. It's a very important part of my final piece. Then we have the fisheye lens study, where you could see some pictures with me using a fisheye lens attempting different poses. My strongest 2 pages are how to anatomy, where I show that I understand the 8 head rule, I understand how to draw characters, and I know how to draw people. Dimension practice, where I understand different angles, different perspectives, distortions. Then I have my candles and wax study, where I took pictures of candles and used oil pastels again to color in the candles and have a sort of texture of like candle wax. I have my teacup study and more practice with fisheye lens. I think that the fisheye lens is very important because I showed more with shading, and I chose different random objects and I used the fisheye lens. The teacup study is also a very important part in my final project. Then facial expressions. Here it's for me to show how much I understand facial expressions and how important wrinkles and muscles in the face to show that emotion. And then distortion study again. I took pictures of my friend with a 0.5 lens and redrew it with observational skills. Then we finally have the initial idea. There is a candle man burning out because he keeps on trying to reach for the stars, but each time he does, he gets burnt out, and then he trips over fabric, and tsunami will eventually throw him away. And here are some pictures of me actually working on the final piece. Thanks for watching!